Hope all is well with you guys. Welcome in. Send out my shares really quickly. Happy Wednesday to everybody. It is Wednesday. If you are new here and you do not know who I am, hi, my name is Kendra. I'm a plant-based lifestyle strategist. I'm here and supporting you and knowing exactly what is going on with our health industry, our food industry, making the connection between women's hormones health, and just really understanding and diving deeper into the foundation behind why eating more fruits and vegetables and eating more foods that support the body in reversing your body, reversing the symptoms that are going on inside of your body, or lead to the result of healing, or lead to the result of you not having to deal with illness or disease or going back and forth to the doctor. Understanding how this impacts your future and how it's not just because you get old that you develop a disease or an illness, but understanding that the disease or the illness is manifested and comes from how you are treating your body, how you are fueling your body, or the lack of fuel in the body. And so I want you to understand today that many women are dealing with the same issue, and you think that your healing is going to be fast by you taking a prescription or a medication or having a surgery, that this is the way for you, or doing a genie correct or a Weight Watcher, some type of diet culture is the way for you to be able to take care of your body. And healing feels slow. So when you get that, and healing is a slow process, but when you get that quick, fast stimulation of what diet culture does, what surgeries do, and how it can give you that instant relief from the things that you have going on momentarily, it makes you feel frustrated when you actually have to go through the real process of what it takes to take care of your body. And so over time of you doing this for, let's say, 10, 20, 30 years, and then you wonder why when you're 40, you don't want to do any more diets. You just want to have a surgery. You just want to get this fat weight loss shot or this fat dissolving shot or something. And it's because we do too much. Let's just be honest. When you look at how they teach us, especially women, to be healthy, to take care of your body, we are taught to do entirely too much. Wear this waist trainer, do these ankle weights, have this workout regimen that's 6 or 7 times a week, have this diet that makes you restrict calories, starve yourself, and this is the way for you to be healthy. Instead of you realizing that there's a structure and there's a foundation that you land on and that you stay on that allows you to feel comfortable through your changes, that allows you to support your body fully through the change. And when your body is not responding the way that you would hope it would to a diet, to you calorie counting and restricting, and then you haven't set clear boundaries of, okay, this is what I'm going to do, you play this guessing game of, how does it all work for me? How is it going to work? Healing feels slow because you're doing it correctly. Healing is slow because you are not feeling yourself by the instant stimulation of you constantly thinking that if I eat this food, I'm going to lose 20 pounds in 20 days because I'm calorie counting and I'm restricting and I'm starving myself. Realizing that it's you getting nutrition, you getting the nutrients that you need, that allows you to feel not only supported within, but also gives your body safety within you. It allows your body to be able to trust you, because a lot of y'all are doing too much. And since you're doing entirely too much, your actions mean more than you just trying to meet a goal of a scale. Your actions mean you are supposed to be having a routine. You are supposed to be supporting the body and feeling safe in this routine. You're supposed to be giving your body nutrients. So when it's hungry, you're not punishing your body for being hungry and having hunger cues, but understanding what these cues mean. Knowing that healing starts with you feeling safe within yourself. You cannot be in fight or flight mode and then your body give back to you. So you have to understand why things backfire when it comes to you on your health journey. Why women and men, but specifically women, get around February and March and now they don't want to do any of the diets anymore or be in the gym anymore. And how those whole quick stimulations of the new year, new me are gone out the window. You think you're going to fix your health by calorie counting and restricting, eliminating a bunch of things from your lifestyle so that way that you can be able to lose the 20 pounds and to look good for this trip, right? And the supplements, the tracking, the the hacks that you're doing, the surgeries that you're recommended to do, or the fat loss shots and things that they recommend you to do, the consistent and constant research and knowledge that you're gaining, trying to be perfect, never has helped you and achieved the goal that you were looking for, because you're doing too much. Because a lot of y'all are not realizing that you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of knowledge out there in the world. There is plenty of people who have lost weight. So how come the Jenny Craig and the Weight Watchers and the keto and the paleo that everybody else is claiming that has helped them lose so many different pounds isn't working for you? Because this is not how you get your body balanced. This is how you achieve that quick stimulation of that goal that you want. But this is not a long-term sustainable health. This is not a long-term place where you can stay, especially if you're starving yourself, especially if you're relying on some type of supplement, especially if you're taking a medication or a fat loss surgery or getting a shot in general, because that's a thing that people have now, is a fat dissolving shot, and they're not that expensive apparently. I don't even think they're over $1,000. And it's insane to me, because commitment doesn't look like just looking good on the outside, but it's understanding that it's an inside commitment as well. Knowing the fact that inside of your body, a lot of the times your body does not feel safe within you. So you can lose that water weight or even an excess 10 or 20 pounds, but your body does not feel safe and you're still stuck with high cortisol. And so in return, you're going to gain that weight back, or better yet, you are going to have this dysregulation of your hormones, which is going to cause more side effects down the line when you finally decide to go back to your old way of eating and the old way of living. Because the majority of you are not going to change to this calorie counting and restricting lifestyle and then stay there for the rest of your life. You're planning on doing this for a couple of months, maybe even a year if you're really dedicated, and then you're going to quit. But as somebody who's been plant-based for over 5 years now, and when I first went plant-based, did not think that I was going to stay in this space, I see how big of a difference it is since when I was in diet culture and doing the same things and expecting a different result and was not getting sustainable results. And then now here I am in a plant-based lifestyle, understanding how much different it is than eating a diet plan. Because having that whole diet mindset keeps you in this back and forth of 1 minute I want to take care of my body and the next minute I don't care. And your body cannot distinguish between that emotional stress and that health stress that you have going on. Restriction causes stress within the body when you know that you eat over 2,000 calories every single day and now you've dropped down to 1,200. You do realize that makes your body go in a panic mode, and it immediately thinks, we're having a lack of food. Maybe there's some type of crisis going on. Maybe there's famine. Let's go on ahead and start holding on to fat cells. Over years of you doing this. So yes, the diet made it worked for you 10 years ago, but when you go back to trying to do the diet again, your body goes, we were inconsistent with what we were doing when we were on this diet. And I remember how I felt and how I was starving and you ignored me. So now it's not going to work as well as it did before. You sitting here thinking that you have to have a perfect plan, a perfect process, the perfect day for you to start losing weight, for you to take care of your body, for you to start eating right, that overcomplicates things. And not only does it overcomplicate things, but when life happens the way that life happens, because life happens to everybody, you're going to be sitting here talking about how you can't do it and that this is too much going on, and you're going to quit. Because you're not preparing for the fact that life is going to happen. You're preparing for perfection. You cannot overcorrect your way into being healthy. There's no way possible. That's why you have to prepare. That's the reason why you have meal prep. That's the reason why you have things in the freezer. That's the reason why you have cheap meals. Cheap is crazy. Cheap, easy meals. I couldn't get cheap out. Cheap, easy meals that you can quickly make, or you have frozen meals. There's a lot of different ways for you to prepare yourself for success. Starting and stopping also causes stress. 1 minute I'm going to eat right. Next minute I'm going to eat whatever. I'm going to eat McDonald's. This stress directly suppresses your hormones, or it throws off your regulation of your hormones in general. And then when women try to fix them with supplements, prescriptions, and surgeries, which is not a fix, but a momentary band-aid, that adds on more stress. So do you see how you are in a full chaotic cycle of just a full circle of stress? And people don't recognize the patterns because you were told to suppress your symptoms. You were told to ignore your body's responses. Hunger is a response from your body. Anxiety is a response from your body. Depression is a response from your body. Weight gain is a response to your body, from your body. Inflammation is a response to an action that you had towards your body. So do you see how when you are in a continuous cycle of what they teach you and how they disrupt your own natural rhythm, how it throws you completely off, how it disrupts you? Healing is so slow because a lot of you have relied on these quick fast solutions for years, and it feels impossible to figure out how to get balance, how to get your results. And so you keep trying new diets, you keep trying different things, and they're not working to sustain them. A lot of women are hormonally imbalanced. Their progesterone is thrown off. Their estrogen is thrown off. Their blood sugar is dysregulated and unstable. Digestion slow. You're having issues in the gut. You're having issues with your detox pathways releasing. Inflammation is high, and you don't know what to do about it. So you blame your body, or that you've tried things, and so then you blame your body and you say that your body is broken. But your body is just trying to keep you alive. These are responses from the body to let you know that it's stressed out and it's trying to keep you alive. Inflammation is a stress. It's a stress response that says, hey, I have too much going on with digesting, with the toxins that you're feeding me. The liver is overloaded. The gut pH is not high enough. And so in result, now you're high inflammation. And now it's storing fat inside it. It's not storing toxins inside of your fat cells to try to compensate what the liver is trying to expel and to release to keep you healthy, to keep you alive. And people don't make those connections between the organs and how, for instance, or just in general about their hormones and how the calm happens, or the calm can diminish itself, which is the peace within you, just because you are dysregulated with your hormones, or you're dysregulated with your organs working and functioning every single day. When you do not feel safe within yourself, your body has to use more resources to try to live, not to just sit here and be healthy and to use nutrition as something for you to have fuel, but to try to stay alive and to live. And so this is the reason why it's so important for you to know why your symptoms are so persistent, and how come your organ connections are tied to how your hormones are, and tied to how slow your process is and why it's so slow. Because when you slow down and you understand the education behind why your body reacts the way that it does, and not just getting the information and then spitting it out to somebody else, but getting the information and being able to use that information to get restoration, to get that rebalance, to restore your health. You'll understand what it means when your liver is overloaded. That means that your liver, more likely than not, has too much estrogen that is being stored there, because that's what the body does when you have a dysregulation inside the gut. And when the gut is off, the brain is off. And so the brain goes, well, your liver can hold on to this excess estrogen. So now you're estrogen dominant. Your progesterone is going to appear low. This is the reason why when people get those like blood work done, for instance, and they get their tests done, and a lot of women are diagnosed with high estrogen, and they don't see the fact that it's thrown off their progesterone as well. So then they're having issues with estrogen and progesterone. A lot of women get diagnosed with estrogen dominance, and they don't pair it with progesterone issues as well. And so you fix, or you try to help the estrogen dominance within your body, and then you're still having more symptoms, and you're trying to figure out why. You're trying to figure out why your cycle is still irregular, and etc. And a lot of the times is because that progesterone is still not balanced, because progesterone is your pregnancy hormone. We know this is what it's nicknamed, right? Even though you're not pregnant, you still have a balance of progesterone. And so when you don't feel safe within yourself, when you don't give your body permission to trust you, now you're having the issue of the baby making hormone, the progesterone, the one that keeps the baby healthy and wants to keep the baby alive. If it's the right environment, it says this is not the right environment. And not only is it not the right environment, but I don't want to give it any type of leeway to try to produce a baby. And so now what it's doing is, a lot of women are having the issue of they're on their cycle for a whole entire year. Or you're having the issue of the fact that not only does your cycle not come, but you also cannot produce a baby because the body's already telling you there's a baby here so that you can keep yourself from getting pregnant. A lot of women are having fertility issues right now, and the doctors aren't pinpointing it. It's not just because your progesterone is balanced and your estrogen is too high. A lot of you are progesterone dominant as well, or your progesterone is at an all-time low. And when you are in an estrogen dominant state or a hormonally chaotic state with your estrogen and your progesterone, or just progesterone in general, because the women are progesterone dominant too. I've talked to those women as well. Inflammation is going to continuously increase. Your inflammation is going to increase within your body, and it's going to reflect externally. So whether that's weight gain, acne, you having eczema, all of these different issues that happen, joint pain, swelling, arthritis. When you override your body's natural symptoms of telling you that something is off, you turn into somebody who is operating in survival mode. And that's what your body does when you are in a panicked place, when you are in a place that no longer feels safe and your body has a nervous system dysregulation. That's what your body does. It goes into survival mode. Your pancreas is the place where it's supposed to regulate your blood sugar, right? But when you're in survival mode and you also, when you eat, you spike your blood sugar every single day, you are not getting that food and using it as fuel. You are not being able to digest the food, use it as nutrients, but instead you're having these energy crashes day in and day out, right? Because your insulin is unstable. When your insulin is unstable, you do realize this is going to give you anxiety. You're going to be having cravings. You're going to be feeling fatigue. You're going to be having issues with your sleep and sleep dysregulation. You're going to be having more hormonal chaos. So you're going to have more issues with your hormones. And this isn't just because that, oh, I need to take a gut supplement that's going to fix everything, or take something for my brain health. Because all of these organs, it's not a separate system. Every part of your body is a complete system that is connected together. So if one system is off, it's throwing off all the other ones. It's a domino effect. So if your brain is off and your gut is off, that means your kidneys, your liver, your pancreas, all of those need to be looked at as well. It's not about just taking a gut supplement or taking something for your brain health that it's going to fix everything. When you are eating the correct way, eating the right nutrients, you're getting the nutrients and you're absorbing the nutrients. This is when we can start looking at different things of, okay, why am I lacking iron? Why am I lacking this? But when you're eating a complete plethora of foods that equal a rainbow plate, you usually don't have to supplement many things in, if anything. And if you are supplementing something in, it's not something that you have to rely on to get all the nutrients that you possibly could need. Because a lot of women are iron deficient, for example. And the iron deficiency isn't just because you menstruate. The iron deficiency is because you don't eat enough iron-based foods. We are taught that when they add in fiber and iron to our food, that this is a good, healthy way for us to get it, because in America, we don't get enough of those things, right? But what they don't tell you on the backhand of it, it's because they strip a lot of our food from nutrients, and then the processed food never had any nutrients in the first place. This is the same thing, the concept of how they have artificial flavors versus natural flavors. And people think that natural flavors is better than artificial flavors when they're the same thing. Artificial flavors are just completely chemicals that are made up to taste like something else. So if it's strawberry and it's an artificial flavor, it's a completely artificial strawberry. It was never made from a real strawberry. But natural flavors, they come from the derivative of a strawberry. They take that and they extract all of the different qualities and properties, take away the molding, take away the flavor, they take away the nutrients, and they strip all of it. They use the flavoring, and then you know what they do? They put it back as a natural flavor and then add in a whole bunch of chemicals so that way it doesn't mold, that way it keeps the flavor. Sometimes they enhance the flavor. Majority of the time, they enhance the flavor. And then on top of that, they have to add in back those vitamins and minerals because they extracted it chemically, and it all is going to diminish during that process because there's no way for natural simplicity to be replicated in a chemical process. They have never been able to do that. And there's a reason why. The Most High designed the food the way that it is, perfectly the way that it is, for a reason. It's all marketing. It's still a chemical. Regardless if it's a natural flavor or artificial, it's still chemicals. And you're sitting here telling your friends and your family that we don't eat red dye, yellow dye, blue dye, and all this different stuff. It has natural flavors in it, but it has no artificial dyes. You're still eating chemicals. So yes, you might not be giving the baby red 20, red 40, whatever, and all that hypertension from that red 40. But you're still giving them hypertension from all the chemicals that you're eating. You're still giving them reproductive issues later in life. You're still giving them hormonal imbalances earlier and earlier, because they are seeing that teens and young adults are having issues with blood sugar regulation. And so they're diagnosing children earlier with insulin resistance, with blood sugar dysregulation. They're diagnosing teens and young adults earlier and earlier with diabetes. And they're seeing that it's gotten to the point where now they are going to surpass, teens and young adults are going to surpass adults on the scale of diabetes. And that is something different that they have never seen before. And it's not just because that, oh, we just eat too much sugar. Because like I just told you earlier, it's deeper than just, oh, I eat a lot of sugar. If your pancreas is thrown off just by the foods that you eat, because when you eat and you spike your blood sugar because it's deeper than just sugar, you are going to cause yourself to go in an insulin resistant state. When you are feeling the itis after you eat, it's because your body is expelling more sugar than absorbing it and using it as nutrients. And your body's having to overcompensate in the pancreas, and so now it's trying to produce and make more sugar to replace the sugar it's expelling. It's a continuous process. And so think about the fact that if your kidney or your pancreas is having to do all of this, and your liver is having to compensate for all the chemicals, and your liver cannot hold on to all this, so now it's leaking into your bloodstream, how are the kidneys going to react? Now you have sugar leaking into your bloodstream. You have toxins from additives and fillers and chemicals leaking to your bloodstream. They are stored inside of your fat cells, and your kidneys are the filter for your blood. So now your kidneys are pumping blood that has chemicals, that has sugar, and that has all these toxins in it, and it's going straight to your brain. Do you realize that the dysregulation inside of the kidneys and how the kidneys are functioning is going to throw off your adrenal glands? If you know the adrenal glands, it's attached to your brain. Your adrenal glands are the place where your hormones are pumped out and told this is enough or this is not enough. But when you have dysregulation, it can't figure it out. And so then your adrenal glands are going to respond as a threat response. And so you know what this means? Ramp up production, overscheduling, under resting. So now we're going to keep pumping out estrogen. We're going to keep pumping out progesterone. We're going to keep pumping out cortisol. And we're not having any rest. You're going to be constantly monitoring your body internally. You're not going to realize this, but your body is constantly monitoring. Like there's a red light going off saying, hey, there's an intruder. And it's constantly doing this. And your body does not slow down. So do you understand why you wake up tired? Do you understand why you're fatigued? It's deeper than that. And so then your brain is sitting here trying to pump out or rather, let me rephrase this. Your brain subconsciously is trying to figure out if you're safe. So it's asking the question, am I safe? You're consciously telling yourself, I'm doing the right things. You should be fine. I'm guessing on this, but it's okay. And subconsciously, your brain can feel all of these different emotions that you're feeling outside of the stress of work, family, kids, changing up your lifestyle. And so then it goes, you know what? We're going to prioritize survival. We can't repair ourselves today. We can't repair your limbs, your teeth, whatever else. This is what happens when you are in survival mode and you don't trust your internal self, heal your internal self, or support the organs. It's your habits. You have to sit and look in the mirror get a piece of paper. This is a good way. Get a piece of paper. Jot down your day. Look in the mirror and figure out what is keeping you stuck. What is keeping you away from taking care of your body? How are you able to change your habits so that you can start a new lifestyle that allows you to rest, that allows you to not have fatigue, that allows you to get that body that you've been looking for? Healing is slow because it's not because you're doing it wrong, but it's because your habits are not set into a place that has a healthy foundation. Thank you guys for the likes. We are taught to operate on urgency and not stability. Urgency is I want to lose 20 pounds in 20 days. Urgency is I have a trip coming up, so I have to starve myself until that trip comes up. You have to understand that jumping from plan to plan is making you not trust yourself. And subconsciously, every time you start a new diet, your brain goes, here we go again. Relying on motivation will never get you into a place of you being healthier because motivation is fleeting. The all or nothing of, okay, I'm going to throw away everything in my fridge and I'm going to change everything in my lifestyle tomorrow makes you give yourself anxiety. And then it puts a negative connotation on being healthy. Thinking you have to eat a salad every single day, knowing that you don't want a salad, puts a negative connotation and makes you not want to take care of your body. Starting over and over with a new diet, or you sitting here thinking that you're going to have a surgery and then you're going to fix everything and you're going to go to the gym. This pattern does not allow you to have a healthy connotation around you taking care of yourself. The patterns aren't character flaws, but it's literally because that's what your nervous system has been trained to operate on. You not having stability, you operating in urgency, you not learning how to set yourself up for success, but instead setting yourself up for patterns of failures so that way you keep trying new things. Because new things are unsafe, but they're easy to do. Starting something new is easy. Sticking with something is hard. As somebody who's been plant-based for over 5 years, sticking with something that was new in the beginning was hard. It's not difficult anymore because I have that strategy that, like I talked about in the beginning, of setting yourself up for when lifes. When life is being life. I'm not sitting here going, oh, I don't want to be plant-based anymore. I'm starving. Oh, I have something planned already. I usually have snacks with me. I already planned on eating this, and this, or having something. I go out of town. I have food. It's about you having that preparation so that it makes yourself feel safe. But when you have no preparation and you're just operating on feelings and whims, yeah, you're going to have dysregulation and you're going to be confused. You're not going to feel safe. So the shift that you are looking for that actually works, the alignment that you're looking for, starts with structure, not restriction. Structure is you having a predictable plan. Knowing the predictability might not be exactly to the T of X, Y, and Z, but predictability is going to look like, okay, I have a plan A, a B, or C, maybe even a D. And whichever one I choose today, as long as I have a plan. Because all else fails, you should have something to fall back on. When you don't have anything to fall back on, and people could love to come talk to me and they ask about when you live in a household where other people eat meat or dairy and etc. And how do I do it? Because I'm somebody who lives with somebody who's the people who aren't plant-based. And I've said the same thing. Why are you waiting until you're starving to decide that you're going to eat? If you know that they eat every day at 6 o'clock and you haven't eaten all day and you're going to look at that plate and you're going to say, ooh, I really want to eat that. Why are you waiting? Why do you already not have a plan in your head of what you're going to eat? Why are you tailored to somebody else's action and plan in order for you to take care of yourself, knowing that this is the journey that you want to go on? And a lot of the times when I have this conversation, especially if they're not already a client, but I'm just asking to feel out, because I don't just accept everybody's money. First of all, I know that is a thing with people ripping people off over here on TikTok. I don't accept all clients. People can come to me and I can see that they're not ready to work with me. Not even just like, oh, your mindset might be off, but just the fact that you think that somebody else is eating meat in my house, and if they're eating it, I have to eat it. You're not ready to work with me. Because you're already setting yourself up for failure because you're thinking about their plate. When they're not on the same health journey as you, they're not you. Half the time they're talking about a man. And I'm like, are you a man? Why are you operating on the system of a man? Because if you know the structure of a woman and how you are as a woman, majority of the time, and I'm going to be 100% honest, you're not going to be on the same timing when it comes to men and it comes to what you're supposed to be eating. Unless they eat and you cook for them every single night and they eat what you eat with no complaints. Majority of the time, y'all are not going to be on the same schedule with what you should be eating, because you should be eating for your cycle phases. So if you are operating according to your cycle phases and you don't cook for that person every single day, nor do they cook for you every single day according to what you crave and what you want to eat, you're going to have to be on a different plate, a different timing than they are. But a lot of people are so stuck on what they can't have, they can't do, the negative, that you can't even see the positive of what it looks like to sync with your body. Because when you do cycle sync, it diminishes that whole, oh, I don't know what I want to eat tonight. I don't know how to eat. I don't know what I should get. Because then you have a mindset around, okay, this is the phase that I'm in. So I need to be eating more greens. I need to be eating more fruits. I need to be eating more fiber, whatever else. And then you have a basis to base off of what you should be getting. I don't need anything fried, so I'm not going to eat this. This is a perfect time for me to eat something that's a little junky, a little cheat meal, if like people like to say. This is a little cheat meal because this is the perfect time for me to eat it. So that way in 2 weeks, I'm not craving it right before my cycle. Do you see how you operate differently when you know the phases of your cycle? Because when you're sitting here before your cycle and you're having all those cravings and you're crying about how you want chocolate and fried food and all these different things, it's because you didn't eat for the phase that you were in. And now you're having all the repercussions of PMS. And PMS is something that is common and it's been given a cute name, but PMS is not normal. PMS is a dysregulation from your hormones to let you know you do not have the correct nutrients to not have intense cravings. And a lot of pregnant women don't understand that either. I'm not saying that pregnancy, you're not going to have cravings in general, but a lot of the times the cravings that they're having, and actually let me rephrase that because you realize this when you're pregnant, because a lot of women talk about it, how they craved like a lot of fish and things like that because they were lacking iron or magnesium. And they talk about it, but the same thing happens to you every single month when you PMS. Because it's crazy to think about it, because when I think about a lot of the symptoms that we have, when you think about how our hormones react, a lot of y'all are hormonally imbalanced just like pregnant women. And when you look at pregnant women and how they're treated, because then they're trying to produce life, right? So guess what? The medical industry cares now. Now they have all these tips of how you should take this supplement and you need this in your life and you need this type of nutrients. Not saying that all their medical advice should just be followed to a T, but the point is that they know everything about a woman's body up until that point, until birth is given, but they don't understand how hormonal imbalances impact you and where they're coming from, according to them. But when you look at how they talk and how they tailor certain things to certain situations, which is all connected, it's all about money. And so that's why I say that you get your diagnosis, you get your blood drawn or whatever else that you have to do, but understand that they know more than what they let on. And the programs that your doctors, that your nurses go under, I'm talking about the people above them, by the way. They are not the ones to blame. They all go through the same program of programming that is teaching them to tell you that you have to manage with a prescription or a surgery. And so when you come to them and you're telling them that you have a hormonal imbalance or you're having an issue with your estrogen or you're having symptoms that you can't pinpoint, and they're telling you that you should go on birth control, that you should have a partial hysterectomy, that you have a fibroid or a cyst that you need to get removed, they're not speaking from a space that is going to help you sustain your health. They're speaking from a space that makes you comfortable now and gives you that instant stimulation of this is what I need right now, not what's going to help me long term. That's the reason why so many women are getting fibroid surgeries and their fibroids are getting removed and they grow back. So if you are looking for a space for you to be able to have that regulation and knowing what you're going to eat, knowing how to cycle sync, helping your body get into a routine and a rhythm that helps you feel consistent and gives you consistent nourishment and helps you have a rhythm with your body that allows your body to trust you and know your feminine biology. My Balanced Body program is closed, but I do have my one-on-one still. You can book one-on-one sessions with me. You won't be able to learn about cycle syncing and all of the different nutritional value that I give and impact with my Balanced Body program, but you will get my Foundation to a Plant-Based Eating Masterclass with that one-on-one session that you will get separately, so you can either watch it before or after we have our session, with our hour-long session that is going to help you be able to not only start a plan for yourself, but also have a way for you to be able to start making those small little changes in your household with a plant-based grocery list and etc. whichever one that you prefer, whether it's a grocery list or a meal, kind of meal, not necessarily like recipes, but a meal list of items of different things that you can cook and you can make plant-based. And other aspects that we go over before the session, I send you an email and I let you know all the different things that I would like for you to have prepared, come prepared, or questions that could spark, or things that could spark questions for you to have beforehand. So if you are looking for a one-on-one session to understand how to get the nourishment that you are looking for and start a routine and to have a plan that is going to help you be able to stick on your health journey and sustain your health journey, the link is in my bio. You can go check that out. If you guys have any questions for me, you can drop any questions that you have down below. And if you are watching this later on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe. If you were here on TikTok, check out my YouTube. Drop any questions that you have down on YouTube. I do check my comments and I answer the questions. And if you are looking for any links that are no longer there, that is not the Balanced Body Program, that is not working or is not there, please let me know and I will send you the link directly. But the link for booking a one-on-one is in my bio and every single social media. Thank you guys for the likes. I really appreciate it. Any questions for me at all? Because like I said, a lot of y'all are just doing entirely too much. And it's okay that you've been trying these things. There's nothing wrong with you trying new things. It's just a matter of understanding why they haven't been working. No questions. I hope that this has supported you fully. If you don't know who I am, like I said, my name is Kendra. I'm a plant-based lifestyle strategist. I do one-on-ones. You can book yours, and you have a bundle that is not going to last forever, but it is going right now. So you can check that out. You'll get that bundle if you go ahead and book yours. I hope that you guys have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. This will be posted. I post on YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday, so this will be posted next week. I hope that you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Be safe if you're traveling. And peace, y'all. I am out.